So we get to the 18th dynasty and its important rulers. During the reign of a pharaoh by the name of Thutmose II, sometime around 1500, a crisis arose in the nobility, in the royal family of Egypt. There were some who said, now that we've gotten rid of the foreign rulers, we've gotten rid of them, let's get back to our old traditions and reestablish Egypt as it was. Well, others were saying, well, you can't quite do that. You know, things have changed. You know, we lived as if the world was outside and didn't exist as far as we were concerned. And by the way, the isolation of Egypt created many things which were peculiarly Egyptian. One of them being that in Egypt, the idea developed that the Pharaoh is God. And he is called that. He is called the divine Pharaoh. He is Amun-Ra. Amun-Ra is the god of the sun, Amun, and he is embodied in the physical reality of the Pharaoh. And because of that, other things developed, so that Pharaoh spoke, and that was the law. So the law derived from the king himself. And this may be one of the reasons why the Egyptians in antiquity didn't really develop a written law code. Somehow the idea was, well, why should we do that? Pharaoh speaks, and we know what the law is. It's as if there are traditions, and they are sacred, and they're established, and everybody knows the law, and if we have doubts, of course, the king will tell us. So many said, now that we've gotten rid of these foreigners, and we can forget all about them, and we'll erase them from the books, they never were here, we'll reestablish Egypt as it was. Well, others said, well, you can't quite do that. The world exists outside, and we've seen it, and we know what it's like. Therefore, there's no reason why we should stay here and leave the rest of them alone. Now that we've driven them out of Egypt, let's go after them. In other words, a group said, it is our turn. We have to go out and conquer this world that had invaded us. We know who they are. We know where they are. We can conquer the world. We're strong enough. There was another expression of what Egypt should do. And so you could say, well, there were three different points of view. The view that Egypt should restore itself and return to its old ways and be isolated from the rest of the world, that was pushed aside. Now we have two aggressive forces, but one of them says we have to conquer, go out and conquer. Another says, wait a minute, we don't have to do that. You know what we should do? We should trade with the rest of the world and build ships and cross the sea and do trade and make money and get rich. Oh, we don't have to fight. We don't have to conquer them. We can actually, you could say, we'll beat them at the economic game, to use modern terminology. So you have these two groups, and they are opposed to each other, and the tensions are rising.